Be encouraged, be moved, and be inspired. You're watching On the Spot with your host, Sebastian Seedy.
Hey everybody, Sebastian Seedy here. Today with me is Mr. Chris Johnson from Integrity Air. What's up, man? Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Sebastian.
Absolutely. So before we get into talking about your business, I want people to know, especially those who don't know you, a little bit about who you are, where you came from, a little bit about your family.
Yeah. So I come from a small town up north. We moved down here in the late 80s when I was just a couple years old. And for my dad, my uncle, and my grandfather, they all started working for a mechanical HVAC company down here. A little bit about me is I'm a father. You know, I'm now finally a productive member of society.
How many children do you have?
I've got one 6-year-old daughter and a 10-month-old boy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you got your hands full up there.
Absolutely.
So how did you get started in the AC world? What made you jump into it? Was it because you're forced, because of your family, or because did you love it? Do you have a passion for it?
Yeah, so my family all did it, and I was around it a lot growing up, so I always knew that it's something that I wanted to pursue. And growing up in school, I really liked science, math, physical education, and HVAC has all those factors built into it. From geometry to science, definitely a lot of hard work. So I love it. I'm passionate about it.
So how were you able to, you started with a passion, but how were you able to grow the business? Right now you have, a small fleet of vehicles, full staff, you're always working. How did you get to that stage, that point where, with that growth?
Yeah, it wasn't easy. It wasn't planned either. So when I first started my business, I really wanted to give all my customers me. That was my goal. A lot of times you have to deal with other technicians, a sales guy, an installer, and there's all these different variables involved and everybody's on a different page. So I wanted to give them me. And as I started to grow my business, I needed somebody to help me. And then as I had that help, I needed to create more work to be able to feed his family. And that more work needed more guys.
Right.
And then one needed the other until the point where I grew it to where I am. But in order to give my customers me still, I had to have my technicians undergo a lot of training.
Right. That must be a little scary though, when you get to the point where you start to grow and then you have, like you said, other families that are working with, people who are working for you that their families are dependent now on your success, right?
Oh yeah.
So you gotta tread softly there, right?
A lot to worry about.
Yeah.
You have families that rely on you. So without that though, I don't think it would have given me the drive to continue growing.
Right.
A lot of times you can get comfortable just with yourself and where you're at. And right now I really appreciate the fact that we can provide our services to all of our customers, to our community.
That's awesome, man. Hey, we're going to take a quick little break to thank our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Today's program is brought to you by Candice May Training and Services, developing high-performance teams and leaders. Ranch, RV, and self-storage, committed to friendliness, cleanliness, and peace of mind. First Light Home Care, extraordinary people, exceptional service. Fitline Nutrition, great energy, digestion, circulation, and brain power. And Seabass Video Productions, helping bring your ideas to life. And now, back to On the Spot with Sebastian Seedy.
All right, we're back with Chris Johnson from Integrity Air. So Chris, I know you do pretty much anything that's related to AC and heating. Is there a specialty? Is there anything that you can say this is like what we do most, this is what we're the best at, or is it just an overall service?
As far as a really specific niche, I'd say our specialty would be indoor air quality. That's something that we've really been specializing in and perfecting over the last few years. But my crew, we specialize in all forms of HVAC. It's a vast industry, but from growing up with my uncle and working for him for years, once I left him, it was 2008, 9, 10, the economy wasn't doing too great. Every day I would call a different company and find out if they had some work for me. And one company would specialize in custom homes, another one would specialize in refrigeration, and the next one maybe commercial HVAC. And I understood all these different variables and aspects to HVAC to the point where I can consider myself the jack of HVAC.
What makes you a little bit more different than, say, the company next door? There's tons of competitors I know in the AC world. What makes you a little bit different?
I could say that we have the best customer service, that we are the most skilled technicians, just like anybody else. But I think talk is cheap. And I tell everybody, put us to the test. How we handle a mistake. How do we handle something that breaks, that we broke or we did wrong? That's how a company should be held, responsible. What's their integrity behind their company? Are they just out there to gouge customers, to overprice them, to make just the money? When our main variable is our customer. Right. That's all we care about. That's all we're looking for, the best resolution for them.
Now, I know that, from talking to you, not only now, but in the past, that you're really, really passionate about your customer service. Like, you're really passionate. Now, where does that come from? I mean, not everybody's as passionate about customer service as you are. And it seems like you like to be really involved in the whole experience and making sure that your customers feel like they made the right choice.
Yeah, it just comes natural to me. I try not to micromanage, and I try to let my guys make mistakes. It's hard for me to do that, but everybody has to fail in order to grow from that failure. But I really try to immerse myself into all aspects of my business. That way my customer feels like they got taken care of.
Hey, we're going to take one more break to thank those sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Today's program is brought to you by Candice May Training and Services, developing high-performance teams and leaders. Ranch RV and Self-Storage, committed to friendliness, cleanliness, and peace of mind. First Light Home Care, extraordinary people, exceptional service. Fitline Nutrition, great energy, digestion, circulation, and brain power. And Seabass Video Productions, helping bring your ideas to life. And now, back to On the Spot with Sebastian Citi.
Hey, we're back with Chris Johnson from Integrity Air. Hey, Chris, before we wrap up here, I always like to ask this question. What is the craziest thing that has happened to you at one of your work sites?
The craziest thing I've ever done or have ever been a part of is we did a job in San Diego on one of the high rises, removing a cooling tower, or 3 of them. And they're as large as a small apartment. So you could walk through it like a 2-story apartment. And the unit was calculated out to weigh about 9,000 to 10,000 pounds. And so when we were removing it, I'm cutting all the welds that it's held on to the I-beams at. And I can hear the guy communicating with the crane operator because he can't see us. The unit came in, the crane came in pieces.
Right.
So he's yelling 9,000, 10,000, 11,000. That's how much weight they're pulling up. And it got to the point where I think he was at 13,000. And the next thing I know, and I'm underneath the unit cutting it, I don't see anything. I just see light. I take my goggles off, and the unit is flying through the air.
No.
And you can see the cable whipping around, and then the unit lands right where my uncle was standing. And so I jump up there, I run over to him.
Where he was standing?
Yeah, where he was at.
Where he was at, not on top of your uncle. Okay.
Yeah, he's alive, he's well.
Okay, good.
But it was right where he was standing. So there was massive I-beams that were holding the unit up, and when the unit was flying up, he dove down in between the I-beams, and it landed right where he was. So he came out without a scratch on him.
Wow.
But yeah.
That is pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy stuff.
Hey, listen, thanks for coming out. I appreciate you being here. Absolutely, man. Hey, for anybody needing air conditioning or heating services, make sure to contact Integrity Air. All their information is on the screen. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Would you like to be a guest on the show? If you do, contact us today. We would love to hear your story and help you promote your passion. Be sure to also contact us for advertising opportunities. Thanks for watching. Till next time.